Hey, this is Pocket Gamer with the best iPhone, iPad and iPod touch games from March 2014. If you agree or disagree with our takes, let us know in the comments below.
Begin. Lean.
Wave is a treacherous zigzag dash through a maze of insta-death pointy things, a heart-pounding reaction test where your brain just gives up and goes home and lets your fingers take over. It wouldn't be so hard if it wasn't pumping a thumping electro soundtrack in your ears and twisting the camera around like your iPhone is tripping balls. Wave's influences may be abundantly clear. I mean, in his most shameless moment of aping, developer Tom Jansen even got a super hexagon sound-alike to say begin and game over. But this is no clone, it's something fresh, something different, and something you'll be glad to have on your phone.
Game over.
When it comes to nuclear warfare, the only winning move is not to play, but by doing so you would miss out on a slick, tense, rapid-fire strategy game about building up an arsenal of missiles and blowing North Korea off the face of the earth. Enormous death tolls be damned. There is something slightly twisted and discomforting about First Strike, but you can sleep at night knowing that some $10,000 of revenue has already been handed to organisations working towards the elimination of nuclear weapons.
Let's go.
So, you want the taut tactical warfare of a game like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem, but you don't want the pages of lore, the endless complexity, or the price tag. Try Lionheart Tactics, a simple but satisfying series of turn-taking strategic bouts with rich character art and enough depth to keep you engaged throughout the entire campaign. It's also got asynchronous multiplayer against the squads of other players if you think you're hard enough. You can play Block Legend by concentrating solely on the sea of tiles in the centre of the screen and just furiously tapping on clusters of swords, shields, treasure chests and hearts. But you'll be missing out on the charming and inventive little pixel art world you're supposed to be saving, a world of basketball players, rocket ships and cats in cars fighting bizarre monsters in wacky locations. So while Block Legend isn't the most deep or original puzzle RPG hybrid around, it's hard not to play it with a smile on your face. Being able to play Shin Megami Tensei in English will certainly help you understand the story, but it won't make the game any more approachable to new players. This ancient dungeon crawler, the granddaddy of the much-loved Shin Megami Tensei and Persona franchises, refuses to hold your hand, offer hints, or just point you in the right direction. You either need steely determination or a walkthrough from game FAQs. But hiding beneath that cold, uncaring exterior is a deep and rewarding RPG and a fascinating antique curio for anyone who has found themselves obsessed with Atlus's games. Mines of Mars almost works on a loop. You dig down into Martian soil, extract some gems, return to the surface, and spend the gems on tools to help you dig even further, and then you repeat it, until you run into a giant boss that takes up half the screen, that is. At this point, your safe little mining job takes quite a deadly turn. This is an atmospheric, engaging sci-fi game, and you'll be compelled to keep on digging just to see what's lurking beneath the next block. Will it be a dark secret, a pocket of gems, the next part of the story, or another terrifying boss? The problem with Kairosoft, the Japanese studio behind breakout hit Game Dev Story, is that all of its games are pretty much the same and it releases them all too quickly. But you know what? It has been a while since the last Kairo sim and we've got an hankering for a cute pixel art management game, so we'll gladly sink another week or two into World Cruise Story. This one puts you in charge of a luxury liner and tasks you with plopping down rooms and decorations to keep your passengers content. You'll also sail from port to port, organising day trips for your customers. Lovely. You don't really need a good reason to engage in 100 clever, inventive and fiendishly difficult spatial reasoning puzzles, but CLARC's got you covered anyway. You are a tiny spider-like bot and the last sober automaton in a doomed nuclear facility. You've got to save the facility from an intruding spaceship and rescue your new crush, a missile. This sets up 25 levels of rerouting laser beams, plopping boxes on buttons, carrying tipsy drones to safety, and solving various other devious puzzles, all with slick controls and inky Borderlands-style graphics. Block Fortress War answers in explicit detail the question, what would happen if Command & Conquer and Minecraft got involved in a steamy moonlight tryst? It would look something like this, a resource gathering real-time strategy game where you can stop time and whip up a blocky defensive wall lined with flamethrowers and machine guns. It's a little jumbled, a little repetitive and a little rough around the edges, but the mix of cuboid warfare and creative defense is potent and the game is filled to bursting with stuff to do. Everyone and his grandma has got a Clash of Clans clone. Gameloft's done one, as has Remedy, Kabam, EA, Square Enix and countless others. But the last studio you would expect to rip off Supercell's game would be Supercell. But here we are with a military palette swap of Clash of Clans from the guys behind Clash of Clans. The same smart mix of building, attacking, defending and waiting, but now with bazookas instead of archers. But for all its similarities, Boom Beach offers some fresh stuff that will give Clash veterans something new. You have more control of your troops in battle, a more dynamic map, and an overhauled economy to dive into. If you hate Clash of Clans and all of its clones, there's nothing to see here. If you love it and want more, Supercell is probably the best company to deliver it.